Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. My name is Tianei and I help parents to have happy healthy lives by using natural products, paying less medical fees and ultimately creating a life that you love. So in today's episode I would like to discuss something that 90% of the population is struggling with, and that is sugar and the effect that sugar has on your health. So first of all, I would like to mention that I'm not a doctor or a dietitian, but I do have training in real food technology, and this is something that I have learned over the past year, how sugar can affect your health. Okay, so before I kick off with the 4 areas that affects your health, I would like to ask you if there's just one thing that you can take from this video and from this episode and keep that in mind whenever you go do shopping, and that is that bacteria and infection thrive on sugar. The more sugar they get, the more they grow and the more they become in your body. So keep that in mind whenever you go do shopping for food and for groceries. I know it's difficult, we are all struggling with that, but just keep it in the back of your mind. Okay, so let's kick off with the 4 items that is affected by your health. And the first one is colds and allergies. So as sugar use, or as bacteria and infection uses sugar, sometimes you can misinterpret colds and allergies for really being sick and a chronic disease, and rather go check out some other possibilities. So whenever your child is sick and is chronically sick, just try to cut down on the sugar and see if that makes any difference. Okay, so the next one is that whenever dairy products and sugar combines, it takes longer to digest, and it's also very acidy. And sometimes during night when your child is laying down, and even when an adult is laying down, that combination of the dairy and the sugar builds up and it pushes back up, and that can cause a lot of extra mucus, and then the cough that you have at that stage might sound like you are very sick, like a kind of like a croup cough, but it's actually just a combination of the dairy and the sugar. So then the third one is a weakened immunity. So because bacteria and infections thrive on sugar, then that also causes your immune system to be very weakened, and the sugar actually causes an imbalance between the good and the bad bacteria, and then you might struggle to get well or to get over your cold or whatever. And then the fourth one is a poor appetite. Sometimes too much sugar can cause stomach ache, and then instead of you thinking your child is not hungry or had enough to eat, he actually has a stomach ache and does not want to eat. So too much sugar can also cause a very poor appetite. Okay, so that's the 4 things that is affected in general with your health. And today I would also like to give you guys some tips of how you can cut down on sugar. I know it's not easy, and this is also a challenge that I want to give you guys, and that is also a challenge that we as a family is having, and that I set for the next month for us to overcome, and that is to cut down on sugar. So first I would like to mention what I have already done in the past year to cut down on sugar, and that you guys can also implement. So the first thing is whether your child likes cold drinks or gas drinks or fruit juices, try to cut down on that. That is something that we did. So what I first did is I started alternating in the days. So one day they had water, and then one day they had fruit juice, and then the one day water, and then the next day fruit juice again. So try to alternate that, and that can also help to cut down on sugar. Then the second thing is when you buy cookies or treats or whatever you guys do as a family, just go have a look at Checkers. They also have a healthy range at Checkers where you can buy cookies that have no sugar added. And you can check on the label, it actually does not have sugar, and it really doesn't taste bad. Especially the wafer ones, you get white wafer cookies. They are really nice, and that's all that I buy now for the kids here at home. So the third one that I want to mention, and this is my third tip that I want to give you guys, and this is something that we are struggling with, and that is yogurt. So yogurt has a lot of sugar in it. Go check the label and see the amount of grams that or the sugar grams that is in yogurt for 100 grams. So it might be anything between 11 to 20 grams of sugar that yogurt contains. So something that I'm going to try now, and that is to first go 50-50. So 50% plain yogurt and 50% of the normal yogurt that the kids are used to. And then I'm going to do that for a week. And then the next week I'm going to try perhaps 75-25, where I increase the amount of plain yogurt. Also something that I'm going to try, and I'll take some photos and I'll upload some photos to the group, is I'm going to freeze plain yogurt with fruit pieces in, and have that as an alternative to ice cream. If your kids don't like the whole pieces of fruit, you can put it through a blender and then freeze it. And then you can also try and give the yogurt to the kids with a bit of xylitol, the plain yogurt with a bit of xylitol and some mashed up fruit and veggies. Well, actually just fruit, not veggies. Please don't add veggies to yogurt. So you can also do that, and that is about it. So this is a challenge that I'm giving all the parents out there, and that is watching this video, is to try and change the yogurt that your kids are eating with plain yogurt. And for today, that's about it. Please go check out my YouTube channel and my website. Go like it, share it with other moms that you might think that might benefit from this episode. And then you guys should have a nice week, and then we'll talk next week. Bye bye.